Generation 3 of Pokemon is often regarded as one of the best generations, with Pokemon Emerald as a lot of people's favorite games of all time, not just Pokemon. But what makes it so good? Is it the region, the story, the legendaries? While all of these play a part in what makes it good, I think the thing that makes it stand out the most is the new mechanics that honestly changed Pokemon forever, specifically for battling. And you may not even be aware of all of them, so definitely stick around to the end so you don't miss any of them. Pokemon abilities were actually introduced in Generation 3, and if you don't know what a Pokemon's ability is, it's like a special attribute given to each Pokemon that can aid them in battle. Many abilities act as a buff or a debuff to a move or stat, others introduce third-party effects like weather, and there's plenty more. Abilities completely change the landscape of competitive Pokemon. Abilities like Intimidate, Guts, and Mold Breaker have been staples since Generation 3, and were actually all used in the top 8 of the Pokemon VGC Worlds in 2024. Competitively speaking, some Pokemon are only useful because of their abilities, like several legendaries and the newly introduced Paradox Pokemon. Needless to say, abilities are incredibly important nowadays, and we can thank Gen 3 for that. One of the other big features introduced in Generation 3 was the ability to have a double battle. Double battles, like the name suggests, are battles where each side uses 2 Pokemon at once. Double battles were actually first introduced in the anime in the episode All in a Day's Wurmple, but in the games they were introduced in Generation 3 in Ruby and Sapphire.
It's where we each have 2 Pokemon on the field at the same time.
Right, then you'll be battling with a total of 4 Pokemon. 2 Pokemon for you and 2 for your opponent.
Various trainers could challenge you to a double battle throughout the game, even having the 7th gym be completely double battles. I mean, yeah, you could talk to just one of them and technically make it a single battle, but it's supposed to be all double battles. One trainer may control both Pokemon on either side of the battle, or 2 trainers can cooperate on one or both sides of the battle, each contributing to their own Pokemon, meaning that anywhere between 2 and 4 trainers can take part in a double battle. Double battles allow for a lot more strategy, and it's actually the main format for competitive Pokemon like in the World Championships that I had mentioned before. Some moves are actually only really viable in double battles, like Helping Hand or Rage Powder. In addition, some moves hit multiple Pokemon, such as Rock Slide and Icy Wind, but you have to be careful as some moves, like Surf or Earthquake, also hit your own second Pokemon. To combine both of my points thus far, some abilities also affect the Pokemon in a double battle. For instance, if a Pokemon has the ability Lightning Rod, any electric type move will be absorbed and will do no damage to anyone in the battle. So like if Pikachu uses Thunderbolt, and let's say there's a Rhydon on the other side that has Lightning Rod will absorb the Thunderbolt and none of the opposing Pokemon will get damaged. If a Pokemon has the ability Intimidate, it lowers the attack stat of the opposing Pokemon. In a double battle, it'll actually lower the attack of both opposing Pokemon, making a very good ability in the right situations. Generation 3 also completely reinvented the way to train effort values, or EVs. These values boost your Pokemon's stats when they defeat another Pokemon. Starting in Gen 3, defeating certain Pokemon would give effort points to a specific stat rather than a generic pool of points like in the first 2 generations. These effort points range from 1 to 3 for any specific stat. For example, defeating a Charizard would give you 3 effort points to your Pokemon's special attack, whereas defeating a Wooper would give you 1 point to your HP. This made it much easier to train particular stats and make your Pokemon stronger in whichever way you wanted. So, if you wanted to train your Slowking to have a really good speed and attack for some reason, you could just beat up a bunch of Electrites for speed and Poochyena for attack. And yes, I'm aware Slowking is weak against both these Pokemon, but the point still stands. EVs, abilities, and double battles have all played a hand at reinventing battling in Pokemon and are still prevalent today. Like it or not, you cannot deny the impact that Generation 3 has had on Pokemon as a whole. And if you don't think any of this is important, just imagine Shedinja without Wonder Guard. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and until the next time, have a great one.